How to make $1 million wholesaling real estate step by step. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing and breaking down today everything I know in my mind, how step by step in 2025, how you can become a millionaire wholesaling real estate. This is not clickbait. This is not a joke. I have literally said step by step in the most painstakingly detailed process how you are going to become a millionaire. Now, if you paid me $14,000 for a mastermind session, a course on how to make $1 million wholesaling, this is what I would have, except I'm giving it to you for free. The reason, so you can get rich wholesaling real estate, so you can send me JV deals so I can make another $1 million plus on joint ventures. So what I'm going to do today is really share with you step by step how to make $1 million. Now let's kind of do the math here, okay? The number is $1 million. Oh, that's a lot of money right there. Whoa. What's going on? How can I do this? How is this going to work, right? Let's really when we look at that, it's like, whoa, it's a lot of money. I don't think I'm going to be able to make $1 million. It's a lot less stressful when you break it down. So $1 million is honestly just 100 wholesaling deals. Now, if I made a video said how to do 100 wholesaling deals, it's less sexy, right? I'll get less views. You know why? Because it's like, well, that doesn't sound as impressive. 100 wholesaling deals? That's not as impressive as, me going out here making $1 million. Specifically, if you go out here and you make $10K a deal, right? So I'm assuming you're at $10,000 a deal. It's about 100 deals. That would put you about $1 million. Now, we get into a little later about like, hey, what if you're able to make $20K a deal that only turns into 50? It's not bad, right? But I think the first thing, I always talk about is like, how do you slay a dragon, or how do you eat an elephant, right? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. You don't go out here and try to eat the whole elephant. We're not talking about eating elephants, but like, it's true. This seems such an insurmountable goal until you hit it. But really, if I say, let's go do 100 wholesaling deals, or let's do 10 deals a month, whoa, that's a little scary. It's not as scary as it seems when you're able to do the entire 8-step process that I'm going to teach today. Now, more specifically, how do we get here? Okay, like if you've ever watched a TV show about a superhero, and his start being a superhero or his start on it, right? They don't automatically become the super crazy, strong, right? They got to start here. If you ever love athletes, right? Like everyone loves Patrick Mahomes, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, right? They're all rookies. They're all college players, right? They're all like here, and they eventually got to this level, right? This is the grind season coming up. So this one, I'm teaching you how to go from here to there. I'm your sensei, your coach, whatever you want to call it, right? But really, to get this 100 deals, to make this $1 million, what you need to do is you need to know 3 things, right? You need to know 3 things. This is how we get started. You have to know 3 specific things. Why am I on a slant? I have no idea. Number 1, okay? Where am I marketing to? That is question number 1. Where in the world am I going to market? Am I going to market? Wow, why is that thing in the way? Whatever. Where am I going to market to? That's the first question. Where in the world am I going to do wholesaling? Am I going to do virtual wholesaling? Am I going to do in-person? Am I going to do Oklahoma? Am I going to do Rochester, New York? Where are we going to do? I would personally tell you, if you are asking this question, there's a quick flow chart. I basically say this. Wherever you live, okay, if the median home price is 400 grand or below, according to Zillow, so search Just search Zillow, Houston, Texas, average home price, median home price. It's going to pop up, okay? It's going to share with you exactly step by step what's your median home price. 500 grand, you could say, I'll say 400 grand, okay? If it says, yes, my market is below this, check. Awesome. We like to see that. Now, question number 2, does the county that I live in, so Houston is Harris County, but like I'm just saying, does my county have more than 100,000 people living in it? If it does, check. We live there. Boom. We're going to wholesale in that area. That is where we want to go. Now, if any of them is a no, then we are just going to go virtual and choose a market that meets these 2 criteria. Okay? Pretty simple. Oh, my Lord. Number 2. Okay? So that is number 1. Number 2 is another simple one. Okay, number 2. Who are we marketing to? This is kind of easy, but this is for beginners too. Who am I marketing to? This is your question. I see a lot of gurus, I see a lot of people, and I'm assuming you're watching this video because you're coming from guru land. Some are weird, and a guru's telling you, you got to wholesale in the MLS. You got to do novations, my man. You need to do the secret strategy. And let me just cut to the chase. I'm a multimillionaire from wholesaling real estate. I have made a lot of money in this business. I've done over 2,500 wholesaling real estate deals. By the time I was 25, I started this business when I was 17. In 8 years, I found the best way to source deals has always been off market. Okay? Off market. That is it. If you tell me something else, I don't want to hear it. Now, there are people, I will tell you, that do source their deals from the MLS. They source them for realtors. They do the whole spiel with this, right? They do the whole thing where, oh, you know, I find them from a realtor, and that's how I do it. And it drives me crazy. Off market is the best way. If you don't think so, prove me wrong. I don't know somebody that has done over 2,500 on-market deals. I know people that do on-market, but still majority of their deals are off-market. JVs are considered off-market, in my opinion, unless it was with a realtor. Now, number 3, this is the one where grab your notebook, grab your screenshot, and get here because this is a big one. Okay, number 3 is how much am I marketing? Now, this is a big one, okay? Let's really talk about how much am I marketing, right? So the 3 questions is, where do I market? Let's figure that out, number 1. Number 2 is, who am I marketing to? Off-market sellers. And number 3, how much am I marketing? Now, that's a big question. Zach, how much should I wholesale? How much should I market? How much should I go out here and talk to sellers? Should I do 4 hours of calling? Should I go out here drive for dollars for an hour? Do I have to put 1,000 hours? I get told from people, Zach, I've done everything to get a wholesaling deal, but I still can't get there. Well, I have a pretty easy formula, and brace yourself here, but it's pretty advanced. But this is kind of my chart, okay? How many leads for a wholesaling deal? Let's spin the wheel here and figure out how many leads to get a wholesaling real estate deal. Why is that light in the way? Let's turn this off for a second, okay? How many leads for a wholesaling real estate deal? Okay. Now I will tell you, in my personal experience, it is going to be. Well, we kind of need that light, but you kind of see this, right? Okay. I'll explain this in a second. But basically, what you're going to see here, I'll just move it right, is on average, if you are going to drive for dollars, you are going to roughly need about 500 driving for dollars leads to get one wholesaling deal. Now, if you want to get any better, you want to get a little luckier here, I'll probably tell you 500 sticky notes is roughly where we want to be at right here. Okay, 500 sticky notes or 500 drawing for dollars leads. You're going to have to call the drawing for dollars leads, but it is a good start. Now, somebody in the chat, somebody is going to tell me, when I call 500 for those leads and I get a deal, boo hoo hoo. This is on average. Some places it's going to take you 700. Some places it's going to take you 100. Sometimes your first sticky note is going to get a deal. Sometimes it's not. But on average, if you do 5,000 drawing for dollars leads, you are going to get 10 deals. If you do 1,000 sticky notes, you're probably going to get 2 wholesaling real estate deals. Very important here, okay? Now, number 2, cold calls. This is where everyone starts going nuts with me, okay? Everyone loves to cry about cold calling. How much should I call, all these things? Everyone just sits in a corner, calls, and they complain. But I don't like looking at it like that. I like looking at it like, okay, on average, there's kind of 3 tiers of cold calling. Okay, this goes from, let's make this green because green means money. We like money, right? From best all the way to worst. Okay, this is kind of a little thing. All right, so starting from left, the best thing you can do, right? If you want to make, someone says, Zach, I want to do the least amount of cold calls to get a wholesaling deal. I will tell you right now, 750 is the best thing you can do. 750 probates. If you come to me and say, Zach, I want to cold call the least amount and get a deal right now, 750 probates is where you need to be at. Now, if you can't pull that many probates, 750 probates are a lot, especially in a smaller market. I would say you should occupy your time with some other things. I would say probably 1,000 X-Lead stacked AI lists. So if you go to xleads.com, you can actually use AI to stack about 200-300 motivation points, pre-foreclosures. It has a probate stacker, liens, all these things. I would probably do about 1,000 is roughly where I'd be at to get a deal from AI stacked lists. Now, C, okay, the third option here is going to be government lists. I hate to tell you this, as a government list connoisseur, I will tell you roughly, okay, 4,000 government lists to get a deal. Now, this is like such a general. Everyone like is begging me to get a number. From the stats that I show, okay, of successful people, 4,000 government lists to get a wholesaling deal, okay? Roughly, that might be 7,000 if we want to just do like not the best government list, so maybe like a lien, all the way going down to like 1,000 pre-foreclosures if you get a hold of someone. I don't like cold calling pre-foreclosures, but 1,000 pre-foreclosures, if you can get them on the phone, probably not the best shot, but whatever. 3,000 code violations, and then they go up and down from there. This is a government list, but I take it out of there. And then I know this kind of sucks, but most likely I've seen, and these numbers always vary, 12,000 paid lists. It's sometimes 8, it's sometimes 12. It depends on what paid list you get, right? So if you pay for a software like XLeads, if you get a high equity list, it's probably gonna be 12,000. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe if you pull some liens, some tax delinquencies, some tired landlords, you can get to like 7,000, but you're roughly looking at about 12,000 paid lists. I wish I can give you a better one, but that's kind of the most calls to get a deal. Now, I will tell you this, if you listen to a wholesaling real estate guru, they're gonna say, well, this doesn't exist because I can't get paid on this. Don't do that because I don't have a software that does that. Government lists aren't a real thing because I can't make money off of you. But go use regular software, pull 12,000. They say this. This is cold calling, right? Only that is cold calling. That's what it is. When in all actuality, like that's just one part of probably 4 that my company implements to get wholesaling deals. Now, I'm not a gatekeeper. Remember, you paid me $4,000 or $5,000 for this little session here today, right? That's what I'm assuming you paid because I'm acting like you paid me $5,000 for a course and I'm making this video for you, but obviously it's for free. I'm trying to hook you guys up here. 12,000 paid lists, and that sucks. Now, SMS, now the stupid light is covering it, so we're just gonna bear with me when I turn this off for a second, but about 2,000 SMS texts to go out here and get a deal. Now, SMS has had a lot of changes going down the line. Roughly, though, I will tell you, 2,000 SMS texts is probably what it takes to get a deal. Not a ton of people are SMS text blasting anymore. There are some crazy regulations down the line. I am working on some things in the future. That's all I could say about implementing something with texting to make it a lot easier for you. But about 2,000 texts for government lists. Why, on average, for a government list, why do I have to call 4,000 government lists to get a deal, but I only have to text? Well, I'll answer something pretty cool. About 95%, statistically, 95% of people read a text within like a minute. They don't answer, but they read. Okay, do we understand 2,000? Okay, I'm going to put the light back on. 2,000 SMS text blasts to get a wholesaling deal. Okay, that is roughly the numbers. About 2,000. If you want to do a paid list, about 5,000, which really isn't that bad. Okay, it's really not that bad of a thing. So honestly, I'm going to tell you, not really too bad there. We are working something on XLeads. Can't shush about. Version 2 is coming out. Just go to xleads.com. Yeah, that's all. If you're watching this video in the future, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, why are these people aren't signing up? That's crazy, right? All right. Number 4 here, direct mail. Now, I know it's really weird to say, but I have probably made the most amount of money wholesaling real estate with direct mail. And of any of these things, I've made the most money doing direct mail. It's because I have figured out scaling. Okay, now we're just talking about, just starting out wholesaling, right? But I figured out scaling, and scaling has been, I'm telling you, it's way easier to go from 100 grand to $1 million than 0 to 100K, right? We're going from 0 to 100 right now. But direct mail is my personal favorite. But again, you need some ad spend. You need to make probably at least 100 grand first, maybe 60 before we start doing it. But this is direct mail if the light's not in there, right? Let me just make this a little easier for you. But direct mail is exactly, see, read that, direct mail. Cool. Okay. Now, direct mail, I would tell you, it's going to take you probably about 1,000 probate letters. Licked, stamped, signed, sent, and delivered, right? 1,000 probate letters. Now, if you go to Wholesaling.com, we have our template. You can literally just download the letter, send them out. Works well. Now, for mailing, I am going to be honest with you. If you're not using letters, which I'm not a primary letter guy, I do make a lot of money with letters. But I'll tell you this, it's going to take about 6,000 postcards to get a wholesaling deal, which is a lot of money. You're going to spend $3,000-$4,000 probably roughly to get one wholesaling deal. On average in my market, we're making about $30,000 a deal. So we deem that good. It ain't cheap, but when you scale, it works. I have to mention it because I want to mention everything that works. Okay, everything that works for me, I'm going to mention in this video. I'm not going to hold out any information from you because I truly believe in my heart you need all the good information. So specifically, 6,000 postcards. A lot of you guys, if you are more experienced, like this guy's talking just utter BS right now because I do about 14,000 postcards to get a deal. What's going on? Well, we have a very, very specific type of postcard we send out. It is the mailingmastery.com postcard. The reason why I'm not here to promote it, I'm just telling you because what we do on our postcard is the postcard kind of looks like this, and it basically has an offer on the postcard. We call it our offer postcard, right? It says your offer on your house is $100,000 if everything's perfect. We get the most calls compared to anybody else with that postcard. Why? Because we're the only postcard that actually has a legit offer on it. Is it a gimmick? Not really, because if the house is perfect, we'll pay it. But you can order it at millingmastery.com. Now, that's if you scale. If you have not made 60 grand, do not do that. For my people that are watching this because they want to make $1 million, they're at like 300K now. That is an amazing source for you. Now, number 5, reverse hacking Facebook ads. What? What is that? This is pretty gangster. This is a pretty cool thing. If you do 400 reverse hacking ads on Facebook, you will go out here and get a wholesaling deal. It's like 400, that's not a lot. It's not. And the thing is, nobody does this. I have screamed from the rooftops about this, and the people that do it do deals But most people, when I mention it, they say, ugh, I don't want to hear it. Okay, what is reverse hacking ads, reverse Facebook ad hacks, whatever? I changed the name up because people don't like the name. I don't know why. But pretty much all you do is you go to Facebook groups. So if I live in, I'm using Houston a lot. If I live in Houston, Texas, I'm going to go to the Houston Texans Facebook group of fans of the Houston Texans, which is an NFL team. Now, if you don't like the NFL, just trust me, Houston Texan fans are usually from Houston or in Houston or know somebody in Houston, okay? What you're going to do is go in that group and say, hey, guys, awesome win we had this week. I'm so excited. You know what else excites me? Buying houses. If you're looking to sell your property for cash in Houston, me and my partner are looking to buy 2 more this week to buy. If you're looking to sell, here's my number. You basically can use AI ChatGPT to go out here and create an ad. And heck, if you're actually a Houston Texans fan, that's a big plus. I think most people are Cowboys fans there still. Don't get me in trouble. But basically, if you are Houston Texans fans, even better, have your little Houston Texans hat, take a smile, picture, post it. If you do about 400 of those posts, you will get an inbound lead, which costs no money at all. So if you tell me, Zach, I need money, I have no money, man, how do I make money in wholesaling? Well, this is probably one of the best ways to do it. 400 reverse Facebook ad hacks, or whatever you want to call them, is a great way to go out here and get a wholesaling real estate deal. Now, number 6, probably one of my favorite methods that no one's really utilizing anymore, is good old networking and JVing. If you go out here and you have 50 people in your contacts, old people used to call them Rolodexes, but if you have in your contacts 50 people that you can talk to on a monthly basis, I would say weekly, but I think I'm asking too much people sometimes. If you can just network with people around the country that go out here and find wholesaling deals or just wholesalers, in my Discord, it's called zachdiscord.com. We're approaching 10,000 people in that Discord, and I've had it for probably a couple months now. Pretty crazy. It's going to be the largest Discord community probably in this year, next year. But it's got 10,000 wholesalers. We actually chat in a group chat. It's pretty cool. And you can DM people. It's a cool community, and it's free, by the way. It costs $0, obviously. And what you basically do is you just say, hey, who's out here finding deals? And you just network and connect. And, you know, back in the day, you have to spend $14,000, fly halfway across the country and network, which you still do. People still do that. But if you have no money, you can still do that for free. It's not as good as in person, but it's still amazing, right? And 50 calls. Just call 50 people. And, hey, I got a deal. I just can't sell the deal. Well, I can just go on Zillow and go to For Rents and find a landlord. I can just find a buyer for you. Yeah, if you find a buyer, let's split it 50-50. Make 20 grand, I make 10, he makes 10, boom. Close to becoming a millionaire, right? So this is how many leads for a wholesaling deal. Let's go out here and take a second to screenshot that. I will take a picture of it and post it in the Discord. So if you go to zachdiscord.com, I will actually go out here and send you this picture. Okay, I will send that picture in the Discord community. So make sure you go to zachdiscord.com and we'll post it. Are we done screenshotting this? Are we done? Are we done? Okay, let me turn the light off for a second. Screenshot that for a quick second here. All righty. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, we are screenshotted. Let's go to the next part here. Okay, I'm trying to make y'all millionaires. I just can't do it in 15 minutes. So there's a lot of steps we have to gain here. There's a lot of things we need to talk about, okay? So let's go back out here and, okay, now we got the 3 things set, right? $1 million. We got to know 3 things. Where am I marketing to, which we know. Who am I marketing to? And how much should I be marketing? Okay, do we understand that? Capiche. All right. So let's go out here and erase this so we can go on to the 8 steps to making $1 million wholesaling real estate, right? It's easy to write, sucks to erase. I don't know. I should hire like an eraser guy. He just erase for me. That's all he does. He just erases. Oh, he's like my erasing butler. Ah! Okay, cool. You guys are about to see some terrible handwriting, but good knowledge. So that's all that matters, right? Okay. So now we kind of know how we do that, right? Basically, we know it's easier to go out here and make 100 grand to $1 million than 0 to 100. So let's kind of go back into this, right? So again, it is way better to make, it is easier to go, it's easy to make, go from 100 grand to 1 million. And then it is hard to do 0 to 100 grand. Okay, we know this. It is hard to go from no money to 100 grand, then to 100 grand to $1 million, right? It's like a rocket ship, right? So if I'm flying in the air, right? Okay, and I have a rocket ship that's going, right? And it's going in the air. Gravity is strongest on the bottom, but when I'm up in the atmosphere and twinkle, twinkle, little stars, it's easier to go up because gravity is not that hard. Same thing with momentum in wholesaling real estate. So let's kind of talk about primarily, we know what marketing to do, right? We kind of have a small little game plan right now. So that's pretty cool. But let's kind of break down 8 steps that we kind of need to start implementing to make the holy $1 million. Okay, let's kind of break this all down and try to make the Sharpie a little thick here. But let's kind of do this the best way. Now, excuse my terrible handwriting, but we will prevail. Okay, step 1. What should I do? I want to make $1 million wholesaling real estate. Okay, $1 million. What should I do? Okay, number 1, we need to gain skills ASAP. Okay, we really need skills. This is the one thing I think a lot of people are lacking when they're starting out. They don't know how to talk to sellers. They don't know what to say. Everything is behind a guru program and all these things. Now, step 1, we're actually doing it. We're watching a video. Congrats. We're getting closer. Listen to a multimillionaire who does not have a course at the end to sell you, and I'm just spitting what I know. So we got to gain skills. How do we gain skills? Number 1, you're watching this video. So great. But every guru and their mom says, well, YouTube's it's going to put you in a circle. And it's the best thing you got when you got no money. Personally, they say, well, you got to buy a course, join a community. Well, ZachDiscord.com is a community with other millionaires and people making hundreds of thousands. That's great. But also, I have a free wholesaling course. It is called, shocker, Free Wholesaling. .com. Okay, it is the word free and the word wholesaling.com. So freewholesaling.com. I have over 250,000 students in that course, and it's basically this, but it's a entire wholesaling course step by step. Heck, this video might even make it in the course. But basically, this is a course step by step on how to wholesale real estate. For example, you're probably watching this on YouTube. YouTube does not allow me to do a lot of things anymore. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to sound like a bitter old woman speaking about YouTube and how it's wronged me in life. But it has. I have done plenty of videos where I'm like, okay, this is how you pull a pre-foreclosure list when you have no money at all. Here's the government website, and privacy policy on YouTube takes the video down. I've had many live cold calls where I just click the live stream button. I have one very notable one where I did this year, where I went live. I said, I'm not getting off of the live stream until I get a wholesaling real estate deal locked up. I got a deal locked up in like an hour and a half, and YouTube took the video down, which is in the free wholesaling course. So make sure you go to freewholesaling.com, learn how to wholesale real estate for free. Stupid light is killing me again. Okay, no big deal. Maybe you know this is not a live video, okay? Maybe you know that. Okay, so step number 2, okay? Why is this in blue? All right. Step number 2. FYI, like finding buyers, like my scripts, it's all in freewholesaling.com, by the way. But let's kind of go into step 2, okay? We need to identify our market. Now, a lot of people want to go out here and cry to me and like, I don't know what market to choose. I'm telling everybody, hit those criteria. Median home price at least 400 or 500 grand or below, and at least 100,000 people in the county. If you literally can't decide, I will tell you, just find 15 markets that meet that criteria, put it on a spinner wheel online, and then whatever it spins on, that's what you do. Seriously, that's what you do. Or if you want to go even crazier, just search for your favorite person, your favorite celebrity, find out where they live, and if they live in a market that reaches those two, you're good to go. So if you love, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes, he was born somewhere probably near Dallas or somewhere in Texas probably, boom, do that market. I don't really care, right? If it meets the criteria, that's all that really matters. But number two, we got to identify that market. It is very, very key. We have knowledge. We know where to wholesale, right? Okay, things are starting to heat up. Now, step number 3. We are going to create a time and money budget. This is going to be crucial, all right? This is going to be absolutely crucial for our wholesaling success, okay? So what does a time and money budget look like? Okay, I'm going to kind of use this, right? Make it blue. I like blue right now. We are going to have to create a schedule. So let's just choose January 1st, all right, is when we're doing this, right? January 1st through the 31st, okay? Or is it through the 30th? Lord. I literally live off a Google Calendar, so that's what they tell me, right? But basically, I'm going to create a schedule, okay? I'm going to do basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What in the world am I making? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Okay, cool. We're going to have to set out our own little thing of basically, let's start with time budget and then money budget, right? Okay, Monday, I'm going to, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., bad handwriting, I'm going to drive for dollars. And then from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., I'm going to cold call said list. Not terrible, not a bad strategy. Let's say I do that on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I work Thursday, I work Friday. I'm busy Saturday, but I can do that, and I do that twice a week. Is that going to yield too much results? It's not the worst plan in the world. I've seen better. But just like figure out how much time can you put into wholesaling. Specifically, money-making activities. So let's really understand what that is, okay? Specifically, money-making activities. So if I'm going out here and I am calling sellers, that produces money, or that will produce money in my bank account, and that will help me out a lot. If I'm actually going out here and I am creating a logo for my Facebook so I look all professional and nice, that is not going to create money. So don't put that in your time budget. Put in your time budget things that are actually going to lead you to making money in this business. Now, your money budget, if you have $0 to spend, spend $0. If you have $49 a month for X leads, and that's how you're going to use AI and Drawing for Dollars app and all that stuff, put that in there, right? But you create a time, create a money budget. These are the two things we got, all right? And really in life, these are the two resources. You can get more money. You can't ever get really more time sometimes. So time is going to be our most valuable asset. Remember this, men and women in wholesaling. You can make money in wholesaling you can get wholesaling deals without any money. You cannot get wholesaling deals without any time. So therefore, this has to be something, this can be nothing. Very important, okay? So I overweight time over money. I think most people think, oh, I got no money, I can't do anything. You kind of have no other options, my man. So it's good. All right, step number 4. This is the one that starts smoking people. because it gets you to work, right? Gets you making money, right? But this is basically start marketing, all right? Start your engine. Start marketing. That is it. And more specifically, let's go back to our time schedule. I will probably tell you, if you want to start making money, I'm going to tell you about 10, 15 hours a week is really a good goal we should have. If we want to start becoming a millionaire, I think 10 to 15 hours is probably the super cool, sexy, sweet spot on here, okay? Oh, Lord, you guys are going to hate that, but whatever. Gotta look good, gotta flex on the guru, and I'm not ugly. So basically, start marketing. I'll probably say 10 to 15 hours a week is where we need to be at, all right? Now, this is just a suggestion. Heck, you want to come to me and say, Zach, I want to put 40 hours, I put 100 hours. Go get it, my man. I'm all for that, right? But I'd say at a minimum, I want to be at 10 to 15 hours if we can. I think anybody watching this can do that unless you're a single mom like 5. You could probably make time for it, okay? Really, I will tell you 5 to 7 p.m. is the best cold calling time, the best texting time, the best time to reach out to sellers. If you can only schedule any time towards your marketing, I think the golden hours, the perfect time, the money hour is going to be 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. People get off of work. They're on their phones. Usually people at 6 p.m. are scrolling because some of them work retail. They can't be on their social media. They need their dopamine hit. They got to see someone shake their butt on the internet. They got to watch their football, whatever their vice is. Some people like watching like little zoo animals, right? Whatever it is, that's what they do. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. is the best time because they're on their phone, addicted to social media, and they get a notification, they answer it, boom, it's you. You can go out here and make some money. This is really important, okay? Now, let's go back here to step 5, all right? And remember, I'm going to be taking a picture of this so you don't have to, and I'll be posting it in ZachDiscord.com. So make sure you join the Discord and get it going. Now, one of my favorite things, this gets me excited. But basically, make offers. Okay? Whoo-wee. Money, money, money. Okay, I'm going to put offers. I'm going to get a little green underscore here, okay? Because if you are not making offers, you are not making money, okay? I don't care who tells you this. I don't care who's telling you whatever. If you're not making offers to sellers, you're not making money. Oh, that's it. If I can get any KPI out here, any key performance indicator, I will tell you this. Offers, offers, offers. If I can go out to anybody watching this and say, okay, how many offers did you make in the past 30 days? Depending on the answer, I will know probably exactly to the $10,000th how much money you've made in wholesaling this month. It's all about making offers. More offers, more money. That's how this business works. That's it. That's it. Okay? That's kind of easy, right? Then we go here to step number 6. Step number 6, which is basically just lock up that contract. Now you might be like, Zach, how do I get a contract? What do I say? All the guys, go to freewholesaling.com. Start a free wholesaling course. I teach people how to wholesale real estate for free there. That's how you do it. You basically just lock up a contract, okay, for your said price. That is how you do it. You lock up the contract, you negotiate it, you make the offer, you hopefully use a good backup approach, but that's how you do it. Step 6, lock up the contract. Teach you how to do that for free at freewholesaling.com. Now, step number 7 is we are going to basically find that buyer and sell it. So we are going to sell the contract to cash buyer. That is it. So remember, in wholesaling real estate, we find somebody who wants to sell the property, we lock it up under contract, then we sell it to a rich landlord or house flipper for a profit. That is how we do it, right? But basically, you sell the contract to the cash buyer. More specifically here, how do I find a cash buyer? How do I dispo a deal? All these things, right? Go to Wholesaling.com. We teach you the most things, but if I can make a quick like drop down for finding buyers, I will probably tell you, number one, just a quick dispo little lesson here. Okay. Number one here. All right. Which way can you guys see? That way? Okay. There we go. Ah! Okay. How do I find cash buyers? I'll say number one, the best way is just to go to Zillow. Okay. Go to the for rent section. There's going to be rich landlords that are listing the property for rent. Call them up. Say, hey, I'm actually not looking to rent your property. I'm a wholesale in the area. I'm seeing if you're looking to buy any more rentals. Call enough, they're going to say yes. Okay. Number two, I love Facebook groups. There's so many cash buyers on real estate investing groups. Wholesaling.com, we teach you how to do that. But Facebook groups is an amazing strategy. Now, number three here, and probably one of my personal favorite ones, is to go out here and go to Realtors. I know it sounds crazy, but do you know how many buyer's agents are like starving right now with these new rules with buyer's agents and disclosures? And remember, Realtors, how do I put this in the nicest way? The greedy little goblins that only care about money. That was the nicest way I think I put it. Now, I'm not saying that all realtors are like this, but I'll tell you that 95% of them are. All right? So what I mean, I'm not saying that to be funny, but I'm also kind of saying the dang truth. Realtors will screw their client over if they can make a lot more money. For example, if I offer a realtor, here's a super, super stupid lowball offer, but I'm going to give you $14,000 of commission. They will take that because they usually get $4,000 of commission because it's in their best interest. Realtors are 95% of the time in their own best interest. Now, if we start crying, I'm a licensed realtor, here's my little pin, we're great people. Yeah, maybe with the 5% that are good. But yeah, come on. Can I say I manipulate realtors? I manipulate a lot of realtors to go with my offer. So for example, I have a lot of realtors, I don't know if I should say this, but I have a lot of realtors that I know that are buyer's agents in Miami. So I'm in Port St. Lucie, so it's like this area right here, and Miami's all the way down here. It's like an hour and a half drive, right? And so basically, I get all these rich Miami people, some of them, from Colombia, they got just cash and they want to invest it. These cash buyers, I don't know. They don't speak any English and they pay all cash and they're a little crazy, right? They got gold everywhere. I don't know. But I don't ask many questions. But title company vets them, wires it, Social Security, get the whole thing. But it's always kind of funny. But Miami buyers, like, I don't know, I'm not going to rant, but like they're very interesting people. No English, a lot of gold, and it's just they perpetuate the stereotype. I don't know. I don't know what to say. A lot of hair, right? They got the Hawaiian shirt, but basically they're buying houses for like $1 million, and I got houses for like 200 grand, and they cash flow really easy. So what I do is I tell the realtor, hey, you're usually making probably 3% on a $500,000 house, right? Let me get my calculator because I don't want to screw my numbers up, right? But basically 3% on $500,000 is going to be about 15 grand if they get 3% as a buyer's agent. Now, if they go out here and I offer them $30,000 in commission, if they buy my deal for 300 grand and I locked it up for 240, I make 60 and I just give them extra 20. I make 40 grand on the deal when I would have made 20. I kid you not, realtors would tell their client, this is an amazing deal of the century because they make 30 grand versus their 15 and I make an extra 20 grand on the deal. Realtor makes an extra 15, I make an extra 20. It's a win-win. Realtors are amazing for this. And yeah, say whatever you want. If I said anything very controversial, I bet all these realtors are definitely screaming at me about this, but honestly, I could care less. It's the honest truth. Literally offer this to a realtor. They're going to say yes every single time. They only care about money. 95%. Okay. 95%. That's a great way. Number 4 here, and another amazing way to dispo your deal is just going to XLeads. XLeads, specifically version 2 that's coming out, is pretty much just a disposition software. I feel like I'm talking about too much today, so I'm probably going to stop. But basically, you can go out here, click a button, and all your buyers pop up, and you just call them up from there and sell your deal. You can make a post. It's like any $50,000 a year disposition software, except it's $160 a month. Yeah, pretty cool, right? It's basically another software you do. But these are like my 4 top ways to do it. You can go to XLeads, you can go to cash sales, and just call people that buy houses for cash. It's great. But XLeads will pop up a list of people that have bought houses and then sold them for profits multiple times. We have our own algorithm for that, and then you can just basically do it from there. These are my 4 top ways to find cash buyers. Now, that's basically like 1 through 7 is probably the gist of wholesaling, right? You gain some skills, you identify your market, but really like most wholesaling is like these 4 things, right? So you start marketing, you're calling, doing your 10 to 15 hours, you find a seller, you make an offer, you write up a contract, then you sell a contract to cash buyer, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's really the whole entire wholesaling process. Now, we're talking about making $1 million today, so I got to add in step number 8, which is basically just, I hate to tell you, but like just repeat at scale. And I'm going to show you exactly how to scale today too. But that's pretty much what we're doing. Okay, we repeat at scale. We do it, quote, 99 more times. And then boom, we have $1 million, right? Oh, how do I make $1 million? Well, you know, sell something for $1,000 100 times. Sell something for $1,000 1,000 times, right? Oh, simple, easy, right? But there's a lot more to this, and I'm going to share with you exactly right now how to do it. But let me kind of show you some fundamentals of scaling. But for just a quick second, screenshot this if you want. I'm just going to light it off for you. Make it a little easier for everyone watching this. But these are the 8 steps to making $1 million smackers. I'm going to take a picture of this too before they massacred my boy, right? Let's take a quick picture here. And we'll go on the next one. Okay, we take our picture, we screenshot, we're good to go. Are we Gucci? Alrighty, cool. I get a lot of questions. How do I sell to a realtor, things like that? Well, you just go to the assignment and you say, buyer agrees to pay realtor X amount, or I agree to pay the realtor $15,000 and the buyer agrees to pay him $15,000. You literally write in the assignment. It's pretty much how it works here, okay? So before we erase, one more screenshot. Let's recap this really quick. Step 1, we gain skills. We're watching this video, but we also need to go to freewholesaling.com, my free wholesaling course. Step 2, we identify what market we need to be in. Step 3, identify market, 100 grand, at least 100,000 people living in the county, and the median home price, 400 grand or below, maybe 500 grand if you're crazy, but you can make it work. There are people that make deals in bigger markets, but it's true. I don't prefer it. Create a time and money budget. 5 to 7 p.m. we need to start marketing those times, but obviously 10 to 15 hours a week is what we want. Start marketing. Did I say this again? You can make money wholesaling without any money. You don't need cash to get rich wholesaling. Okay, you don't need it. Capiche? We good? Okay, cool. Number 4, start marketing. Start marketing. 10 to 15 hours a week. Start talking to sellers. Make offers. If you ain't making offers, you ain't making money. Seriously, I don't know how I can hammer this home, but offers need to be number 1 right now if we want to start doing some deals. 6, we lock up contracts, lock up contract, sell the contract to cash buyer, 4 ways to find buyers, Zillow, Facebook groups, Realtors, xleads.com. Step 8, we repeat at scale. We do that 99 more times. Now, do I think you should do this the same way every time for 99 more times? That is kind of redundant. It might take you 8 years to make $1 million, which is still not terrible. If you want to make 100 grand a year for 10 years, compound it, do well, you can. But there is a better way to scale. There's a reason why I became a millionaire in 3 years. From 17 years old to 20 years old, that's the time it took me to become an actual millionaire, liquid in my bank account, okay? What is a millionaire, in my opinion, and I believe with the definition of it, it's basically how much liquid assets you have minus your equity in your house, because your equity in your house doesn't matter. But that is basically how you do it, okay? So at 20 years old, I was proud to say I was a millionaire because I did a very interesting scaling part. And then I was able to double my business every year since I was pretty much 17. Next year's getting a little harder to just completely double my business because the true scale of things, but I'm going to be pretty dang close to it because of some JVs and some cool things. Okay. Oh, look how they massacred my boy. Terrible. But okay. How do we scale? Okay. Let's kind of talk about scaling 101. Scaling 101. All right. Pretty simple, pretty easy. This is how we start scaling a wholesaling real estate business. This is, I kid you not, I have helped a lot of people go from 100 grand to $1 million. I did say it's easy, but this is how you do it. Okay. I go to somebody that's making 100 grand a year. They do 1 deal a month or 2 deals a month, whatever it is. And they say, Zach, how do I go to $1 million a year? I know I'm the guy. Well, it's pretty easy. I say, okay, I want you to tell me how many deals have you done? And they say, Zach, I've done approximately 14 wholesaling deals. This is just an example, but I mean, I literally have this on a weekly basis with people. But basically, I've done 14 wholesaling deals. Okay, I've done 14 wholesaling deals. That is where I'm at right now. Say perfect. And I kid you not, people don't like this, but this is all you got to do. Okay, I say, okay, I want you to list all 14 deals, how you got the deal. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, list it. They're like, what do you mean? I said, okay, let's talk about your first deal. Oh, it was a sticky note. I put a sticky note on the door and I called them and they answered. I said, oh, and I got a deal. I said, okay. So basically it was cold calling a driving for dollars list. And then you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? And just to make this simpler and easy, right? The guy got his first 5 deals, cold calling, driving for dollars list. And then he started going out here and texting pre-foreclosures. And then he went back to cold calling, right? And then maybe he did another pre-foreclosure deal right here, right? And then he did cold calling, driving for dollars, right? And that's basically what he did for all this, right? So he basically did 12 cold calling deals and 2 texting deals. Okay. And I say, okay, well, what are you currently doing right now? And I have him list that out. And he, most likely a guy like this will probably tell me he is cold calling paid lists, right? He's cold calling basically driving for dollars leads. He's texting basically all of his cold call lists. And then he texts pre-foreclosures, right? And then he also runs basically Facebook ads. I don't know. Let's do that, right? That's a pretty honestly like general example, but like that's what most people do. Okay. So roughly, for the past year and a half, these are the amount of deals you've done. I basically just do this. I say, okay, let's eliminate texting these paid lists because that has gotten you nowhere. Let's eliminate Facebook ads. That's literally gotten you nowhere. You've spent like 50 grand. You got nothing. And the 2 things that have actually produced you leads and deals, actually, if he hasn't got a deal from paid list, you get rid of that one too. And what we are going to do is we're just going to do that at scale. Okay? That is how it works. So for example, if I have a basketball team and I have 10 players, you can only start 5, and 5 players are averaging 30 points a game, and then other 5 players are averaging 3 points a game, I'm going to put the best players who are getting the most points per game in their position to start for me, and I'm going to put the ones that aren't performing on the bench. Doesn't mean I put them on the bench always, but we're going to put our best players in, and that's scaling one-on-one. So what I like telling people, okay, is just a test. So I need data, right? Data is the best indicator on how to scale. Now, I'm a guy that has basically done every marketing under the sun. All right, I've done a lot of embarrassing marketing, a lot of stupid marketing. I've paid a lot of money on radio ads. I've paid a lot of money on Facebook ads. I've done the whole thing. Okay. You are going to need, if you want to scale to $1 million, you're going to have to test everything, like everything. I mean, I'm talking about cold calling every list imaginable for at least 12 months. Like if you're serious about it, right? Like tire landlords, evictions, every government list, right? You are also then, what you're going to do is when you're cold calling, you are going to find that, hey, for 12 months or for the past month or two, I'm getting deals on probates, code violations, and high equities. And this is me doing like 13 different lists, right? So what step 2 I'm going to do is if this is producing you leads, what we're going to do is we are just going to SMS that list. So the fastest way I can like start just injecting like steroids into somebody in the wholesaling real estate game is by just basically having them SMS leads that work for cold calling. That is step number 1. I like forcing everyone to cold call, and then I start forcing them to just start SMS text blasting. On top of that, too, test every list. Also, go crazy on driving for dollars and sticky notes. Okay, go crazy on this. Let's kind of look at the other chart too. Let's kind of go back to our craziness, right? You just got to test all of this, right? And if I'm finding this is, what do they do here? Terrible. But basically, if this is working the best, we just do more of that. So find out what out of these 6, if this one's working the best, we just do put more of our resource, right? What are our 2 resources in wholesaling real estate? Time and money, right? So we're going to put more time. We are going to start, okay, injecting when we scale. So if I find, for example, that this right here, the 5,000 paid list is the best, what I'm going to start doing is start injecting time into doing more paid lists. So I'm going to do 50,000 paid lists, but Zach, I don't have 100 hours to cold call this week. Well, simple. You get VAs. All right. I wish it's easier to say. You can go to Fiverr, you go to Upwork. You're going to have to hire people for $6, $7 an hour to cold call for you. If you're actually making money, it will scale. How do you do it? Right. I mean, you just got to get really good at cold calling. Then you teach people what you do. That's the fastest way to do it. You can show them Realtors.com, show them videos that I have on cold calling. But give them a script. You should be doing this yourself, then teach others how to do it with VAs. You basically inject time, and you're able to get more leads and scale even more. Then from there, you probably make, I don't know, 800 grand, $500,000 wholesaling, right? And this goes back to probably the most important part of this video. Now, I'm not Dave Ramsey. I'm definitely not, I'm not going to mention this other guy. I'm not a silver coin salesman. I don't sell silver coins for a living, telling you that the world is going to collapse and all these things. Okay. I've made a lot of money in wholesaling. Okay. I've made a lot of money in real estate. I own a lot of subject twos. I own a lot of real estate rentals. I own a lot of things. I want to be completely honest with you here. I am, by far, in my opinion, one of the best, most qualified people to tell you how to wholesale houses and to run a business on that, how to do creative financing deals and all these things. Am I a qualified person to tell you how to invest your money? Probably not. But I'm going to tell you things that have worked for me, and you can take that as you will. But I'm actually proud to say this is actually kind of crazy. I'm one of the few wholesaling real estate educators on the internet that has never promoted a crypto coin, has never sold you crypto NFTs. I've never sold an Amazon course. I've never swayed in that realm. There's actually prominent wholesaling people that you probably don't know. I have dirt. They sold you crypto coins. I don't want to get into that right now. And then they all tanked, and people sold the Amazon courses, and they flee the country and scam you. And I'm not going to get the whole dirt, right? There's wholesaling gurus that you actually have fake names, and I have their real names, but I don't want to mention it right now. I actually have their contracts a different name than the actual name they go by. Whatever. Okay. I'm not here to give you financial advice, but what I'm going to tell you is just some basic stuff, because I'm just going to tell you what I did. Okay. I roughly made my first, from 17 to 20 years old, I actually only made, and I know this is controversial, I said I was a millionaire, which is true. I probably only made about 700 grand in assignment fees. Okay? Now you might be like, Zach, how did you actually how are you a millionaire then? Okay? How'd that work? That's kind of weird. Are you scamming me? No. What I did was, I kid you not, I put $700,000 after taxes, like probably 600. I think it was like probably 600 grand, right? After taxes, but probably had 600 grand, maybe 550, who would it would. And I know this is stupid to say. I know this is really bad to say. I'll just tell you what I personally did. And this was in 2017, right? I put that into three things. I put that into stocks. I put that into S&P 500. And then like when I was like 19, some real estate, right? In about 3 years, the individual stocks went up like 300%. I'm not going to mention it. S&P in 3 years was probably up like what, 50%? I'll probably say 50%. It's a nice little run there. And then real estate was probably 70%. So pretty much you kind of multiply those numbers, right? Let's do a kind of a rough, number here, right? If I do 300 plus 50 plus 70 divided by 3, 1.4 of 600, probably about, that's compounded, right? So that's 1.4, right? No, hold on, let's do the math. So if I did 300% plus 50 plus 70 divided by 3, about 140%, right? So I was up 140%. So 140% is going to roughly be, let's do the math, 140% of 600 grand. So is about 840,000. So roughly, if I average it out, it would be about $840,000, which would not make me a millionaire. Now, that is if I weighted it equally. I'm stupid. I weighted it mostly in stocks. Should I mention the one? I got kind of lucky. But basically, I'd probably say I think 70, 20, and 10, because there's only one, right? It was kind of a cheap one. I bought it half with Rick. So probably came out to, if I put 70% of 600, yeah, I had like 1.5. So it was like 20. Okay, roughly. Whatever my bank account was like 1.5. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. It was roughly like 1.5. I got it kind of slow. So basically turned into 1.5 million because I was dumb as snot. Now, the best qualified advice I can tell you here, okay, is I was able to turn this 600 grand into that in 3 years because I just invested it and I just got lucky. That's pretty much it. Now, that's stupid Zach stuff, but that's how I became a millionaire. The reason I'm telling you that is you do not have to make, all right? You do not have to go out here and make $1 million to become a millionaire. You can make about 700 invested over 5 years and it turns into that. So what I'm going to tell you to do, which I was a dumb idiot, I could have just bought the stocks. That was probably the easiest thing in the world for me, is you do this, okay? If you're making about 700 grand, I will probably tell you, you run up $1 million in assignment fees. The best thing you can do is probably just get an S&P 500. Okay, S&P 500 will probably make you roughly 8% average. That's like the historical returns of it. S&P 500, 8% returns, and that's pretty much what you're going to make on your money. So multiply whatever it is at that amount, which roughly turns into about $80,000 a year for the rest of your life. The reason I'm telling you this, and I'm not giving you financial advice, but this really irks me, like to my soul. This like angers me, okay? It angers me. I have seen 7 videos today of ads and podcasts people send to me saying, wholesaling's terrible because once you make the money, you don't make anything else. It's a scam. If you were up $1 million, 100 grand, whatever it is, you just put that S&P 500, 8%, you're making 80 grand a year for the rest of your life. Pretty dang cool. Now, roughly, you can get, and look it up. I'm not telling you what to do here. But a lot of people tell you, oh, just buy rentals, buy rentals. Let me be honest with you, okay? Rentals are great, but they suck up time. And what is one of your most valuable resources in wholesaling is time. I don't buy a rental unless I can make 20% on it anymore. And this is roughly going to be 8. Oh, but it's been 20% average. I just do 8, whatever, right? But let me tell you just about compound interest, okay? So let's kind of run up the last $1 million I made in wholesaling, okay? All right. So I make millions of dollars every single year wholesaling real estate, but let's kind of use the last $1 million net to me, which is like $2 million in revenue because I got to split it with Rick. Boo-hoo. But basically, the last $1 million that I made in wholesaling, okay, this year, $1 million in my bank account. Here's the cool part about making money in wholesaling. If I put this in the S&P 500 at 8% for the next 30 years, all right, till I'm 55 years old, because I'm 25, okay? So by the time I'm 55 years old, this will approximately be worth, this is compound interest, okay, if I make 8%. Some say 10, take inflation off, but let's just look at the rough numbers. If I put $1 million in the S&P 500 at 8%, that's the average, compound it for 30 years, how much money is that going to be? And this is, I would say, some of the safest stuff you can do outside of a bond. It will be worth approximately $10 million. Okay? So when I tell people that I don't need to work anymore, I don't need to work anymore. And I'm not telling you to brag about it, but like this is just, take a finance class. This is how it works. It's how the rich get richer. If you just invest $1 million, by the time I'm 55, it'll be 10 million. Compound interest is a very awesome thing. And then that's going to make me, so I know by the time, because I have a lot more than this invested, I know for a, hopefully the world doesn't collapse, for a very big fact, because I've easily, I mean, it's a joke, I can't say it, but I've made this many times over this year. That $1 million will make me, I know for a fact I have a retirement pension from that $1 million being 800 grand a year, and it's going to be at minimum that for the rest of my life by the time I'm 55. That's my pension. And you get 6 of those, 7 of those, 10 of those, 15, 20 of those. You can make it 4 million a year, 5 million a year, whatever you want, right? That's the power of making money when you're young. So if you're young, please do this. I'm begging you. Wholesaling is a lot of stuff. So the reason I'm telling you this too is if you just run up 100 grand, okay? Here's the cool stats on this. If you run up 100 grand and just invest that into some, even a rental at 8%, right? if you run up 100 grand, it will make you $1 million by the time in 30 years. Okay? Think about this for a second. You don't even need to make $1 million in assignment fees. If you just make 100 grand, which is 10 deals, that will turn into $1 million, which will pay you 80 grand a year for the rest of your life. So if you are 18, or you're my age, 25, if you could just make 10 wholesaling deals, you basically have a free pension for life by just doing 100 grand. So it doesn't take that much to become a millionaire through wholesaling. You're subject to whatever, like you can't do this. You get the cash now, and there is a time value of money that nobody teaches you about. So to make $1 million, you don't need $1 million. You only need 100 grand to become a millionaire in 30 years. So I don't want to give finance advice. I'm not here to become your finance bro, but just start thinking about this in a second if you have 30 years to spare, okay? Just make 100 grand, stash it away, S&P 500, real estate, whatever it is. I'll tell you the 2 plays I'm going to tell everyone, okay? Number 1, S&P 500. Number 2, rentals. That is it. Now, both of these can go bad, but what I'll tell you is these are the 2 safest ones. If somebody's telling you something else outside of a subject to, which is technically a rental in my opinion, steer clear. If somebody tells you they have a coin, somebody tells you they have a face of a monkey, NFT, run away. These are the only 2 ones that are going to actually give you wealth for you and your family. I have seen it all. I've been through it all. Rick has seen it all. I've seen history. These are the 2 ones. That is it. If you can do stocks and stuff, that's stupid in my opinion. That is how you do it. So that is truly, in my heart, how you can make $1 million. Now, the last thing I want to tell you guys is what this journey, if you truly go through it, is going to look like. Okay? This journey is an arduous one. It is not a fun one. It's a pain in the butt, but it is worth it. Let's keep that $1 million for it, okay? Now, again, if you want to make $1 million, focus on 100 deals. Manifest the 100 deals, don't manifest the $1 million. Okay? But your journey in wholesaling real estate is going to start here. All right? You're a beginner, you're starting out. You are going to start talking to sellers, you're going to do good, you're going to feel good. Then 3 weeks go by, you don't get anything, now you're feeling sad, you're feeling good, you're feeling okay. It's like, I feel good, now it's bad, now I feel good, now I got a deal. But now I can't consistently get deals, and you're kind of like this, and you feel like, I just got to give up. I got to give up, and then boom, you start getting deals, right? Roughly, this is what the process is going to look like. Okay, I hate to tell you, but like this is roughly what it looks like, right? It's a whole lot of just staying in the zone of pain. Okay, this is like the zone of pain, right? You're going to be mostly in the zone where it's like you feel like nothing's happening. And eventually, you just get better and better. Sometimes you hit some stumble blocks, and then boom, you start figuring it out, and things start heating up. You start going from 2 deals to 3 deals. Hey, I got a deal. It's not doing. I got a 3rd deal, 4th. I get nothing, and then boom, you figure out even more. This process is not the easiest, but I tell you what other option you got here. You got no money to get rich. Wholesaling real estate. So guys, remember this again. This is what you need to do. This is your game plan. This is what it's going to take for you to start getting rich wholesaling real estate. Okay? Choose one of these and go all in on it, and that's how you get rich in your business. That's how you make $1 million wholesaling real estate. So, woo! Love to see it. Got that done in under hour 20. That was a whole lot of talking. But hopefully that helps somebody. Hopefully that I made somebody learn how to wholesale here and do well. But let me go out here and read some comments here and get it going. So, LOL, never know those days, Zach. You'll know the days to make money in this business. Trust me. Heard radio ads. Wow, Zach, thanks. Let me pop this up here so I can see some comments here. Hi. So we're in the X Lead studio. So actually, we are inside of this is the X Lead's office. We're actually moving all our studio stuff in here. It's going to look the same. We got a big fat whiteboard for our Flipbook Plus event. Hopefully, I can bring it. I have to run out of truck or something. But hopefully we can bring it over. But I'm just buying stuff to help people out. So that was a whole lot of talking, but hopefully it's good. So this is a great intro for the in-person event next week. Awesome. Zach is really putting us on everything. Making sure. Yeah, take your notes, guys. I'm telling you. Notes are key here. What's going on, guys? See, Section 8, like, guys, don't rely on the government to make you money. Whoever the next president is going to be is not going to be the reason that you're successful or not. You have to choose that for yourself. I think a lot of people like that. Guys, freewholesaling.com is on the bottom. Let's see here. Thank you for not gatekeeping, Zach. You're sharing a lot of gold nuggets here that I've never heard from any gurus. I love it. See it. Let me know if you want to see Rick on the whiteboard. I can get Rick to write some gangster stuff on the whiteboard too and go for a whole hour and a half. He might kill me on it, but let's see here. Let's see here. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm going to post those pictures on the Discord. So go to zachdiscord.com. Let me actually get the link on here so you know how to do it. But the Discord's going crazy. Here we go. Let's see. Discord's free, by the way. Zach, what's your opinion on this guy? He's a millionaire Section 8 owner. I mean, the thing is, if I was a rental guru and I made content on buying rentals, I would make public the rentals that I own. Personally, I make all of my rentals private because I'm not a landlord guru that teaches you how to make money landlord. Personally, I keep all of my rentals are trusts owned by a company, owned by a company, owned by another company. So I keep my stuff private because that's, I think, the main benefit of owning real estate. If somebody sued me, all of my stocks and everything like that's kind of public. It's owned by certain companies, but like you can't hide it. You can definitely hide real estate a lot more from just people looking your stuff up, which is a lot better for privacy. Let's see here. Is this live? This is live. This is live. I didn't do this for it not to be live. Okay. I popped up your comment live to tell you this is live. He's breaking the whiteboard. Guys, let me know if you like whiteboard videos. If you want me to do a lot more, I can definitely go a lot. Like, I want to go into cold calling topics with this thing. I'm going to buy 5 whiteboards a year probably. And we'll see if that goes well. Let's see here. Let's see. 60 grand for a wedding, dude. You are, I don't know who you're marrying, but let's scale that 60 grand back. Okay. I'm telling you, 60 grand, you should invest that money. I think could probably invest. You're probably 80 grand with a ring and all that crap. You should definitely spend 10 grand on a wedding and invest the rest. That's just personally what I would say. Especially if I wasn't making the money I was making. Whenever we get married in the future, we could. I love live. I just live stream the whole wedding. Why not do the whole thing? Maybe I honestly I should do a wedding live stream. I'm married to the wholesaling game. I told Rick that. He said I was stupid, but I was like married to the wholesaling game. Oh Lord, that's gonna be in trouble with somebody saying that. But awesome. Let's see. Whiteboard's old school. Hey, maybe go old school. Who knows? Chalkboard. I used to have a math teacher with chalkboards. Lord. Yeah, of course I read messages. Guys, I go live here. Yeah, so the live event sold out, unfortunately. If you have X Leads, we're doing X Leads Mastermind on Tuesday in Orlando. You can just DM me if you're in Orlando. I can kind of tell you where it's at. But that's pretty much it on that end. But overall, guys, if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate, just go to wholesaling.com, teach you how to wholesale real estate step by step. Discord, I'm going to be posting the link on there. So let me put it in the comments. Again, that's zachdiscord.com. So let me put it right here for you. zachdiscord.com. So I don't think I'm going to be able to live stream on Tuesday. I'm going to try my best to. It's going to be a little more difficult to do. If I can live stream Tuesday, I will. We're just going to be setting up for the event all day. So I think if I get internet, I will live stream. If not, I have everything all set up to do it. So yeah. But go to zachdiscord.com if you want the pictures to these, because I'm going to erase the board. But overall, guys, thank you guys so much for the love and support, and it means the world to me. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, go to freelisting.com, and I'll see you soon.